Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk. Joined by my wife, Heather. We are driving today a long distance trip, and in this video, I want to do a couple things. I want to talk to you about premium fuel versus regular grade fuel, if you will. In our area, it's going to be at 93 octane versus 87 octane. If you live at like a lower elevation, we're at like 4,000 feet, it may be 85 to 91 octane for you, so premium versus regular. We're going to do a long road trip. We're driving 400 miles east and 400 miles back west. So we're basically going from one side of the state of Nebraska to the other side of the state of Nebraska. We'll also talk to you about this Ram RHO and fuel economy overall, and we'll talk to you about the like level 2 hands-free driving they have in this Ram truck. She's never experienced it. It'll be the first time she experiences that. It's going to be a high of 84 today, so we'll have some good temperatures. When I drove this up from Dallas in January, it was cold, snowstorm, wind. Today we have really not much wind. We're doing 70 to 80 miles an hour when we get onto I-80, so we'll have some highway speeds, not very much city speeds, so we have a good idea of consistent fuel economy. So we're going to go straight east, then turn around, go straight west. Any winds negated, the speeds are the same. We'll have early morning through nighttime. Okay, so why? Why are we doing this? We're a glutton for punishment.
No, we support our son.
Yes, so our son, our oldest son, plays Rocket League as part of a club sport and here in Nebraska.
High school esports.
Yeah, high school esports, and his team has qualified for the state championship.
He's in the top seed. He even got a bye this morning.
They got a first round bye, top seed, but they decided to play at Doane College in Crete, Nebraska. That is 400 miles from us. So they left last night, stayed the night, and then we didn't get a chance to do that because we got off work at 5 and had our other son going to a bowling party. We just didn't make sense for us. So we decided to leave this morning and get there because his event's at 4 p.m. from like 4 to 6 p.m. and then he's done, and they're turning on driving back to our Nebraska, or to our place. We're still in the same state. To back home, and he'll be home at midnight. And we didn't like the idea of our freshman getting home at midnight by himself after the high of being with his team and maybe winning. So we decided to make it a day and drive there and back. And he wanted to ride back with his teammates after they competed. So gotta let him do that. So that means no overnight for us.
Nope.
So it's gonna be just one of those days as a parent. We're gonna drive out, get there, we're gonna watch them play. Hopefully they do well. And then we're going to turn around and drive back. I'll give you updates because we're going to be stopping at least, I anticipate at least 3 tanks of fuel.
I average every 2 hours. I don't know what the truck does, but I average every 2 hours.
I don't know where my bladder's at these days, but yeah. Right now, I reset the trip odometer before we left. I actually filled up a couple days before this. I probably put a mile on it, so I've reset to 0, so we'll see what the trip says. 370 miles of range. I mean, this is a miles per mile kind of truck. It's a sports truck. I mean, it's not a fuel economy rig by any stretch of imagination. So we're just gonna, like I said, I'll update you at the first, probably the first fill up, and then we'll put some regular fuel in there, and we'll drive, and then I'll update you again, and we'll update throughout the day. But yeah,
It'll be a day.
Where's the coffee?
It's here. You wouldn't let me grab it.
Okay, we're about, let's see, 30 minutes from a gas station. Our fuel light just came on, and it really wants you to know. It's like fuel light. We averaging on the computer between 16 and 15 miles per gallon, which I think is pretty good. This is rated at 16 highway. We have entered some wind. This is.
Who knew Nebraska had wind?
Yeah, who knew? It was blowing around here. It's been blowing from the south and southwest. We can see trees are really kind of blowing around. Flags are blowing. Semis are blowing, changing lanes on us. They're like, oh, we're gonna go over here. There's a thing. So yeah, been driving all day. Well, I don't know why the screen shows up red, but driving all day. So a little bit about the level 2 kind of autonomous driving that they have in this. I said when I drove it home from well, from I bought it in Louisiana, drove home. I felt like it was an unfinished system. It's good, but not great. It's probably the way I'd say it. What do you think?
I would agree. I mean, when I started driving this morning, we got on the interstate, it felt fine. But the more the wind's involved, the changes in the pavement, it has some issues reading some of the...
Yeah.
I don't know how it decides to drive. Like, is it satellite driven? Is it based on the lines? What is it?
It's all three things. So you have, up here's a camera that reads the lane lines. It's got sonar and it's got mapped. But there's times see the rumble strips here? There's times it'll change lanes, like, for you. And it actually crosses the rumble strips and says, oh, can't maintain lane. And then you take over. So
it's like, of course you can't. You're not in the lane.
Right. I mean, I would say it's an unfinished system. We are feeling less fatigued of driving all day because of the system, and it'll be nice at night on the way home to not feel as fatigued and be able to use the system.
Yeah.
But it's not as point and shoot as, say, the GMC Super Cruise or GM Super Cruise, even Ford Blue Cruise. She's experienced Blue Cruise.
Yeah.
And I would say Blue Cruise is better than this.
I would say, but I have to be honest, that was my very first time using autonomous driving, and it freaked the crap out of me.
Right, you were scared.
Everybody still laughs about that video. So, I mean, to me, it feels the exact same. I feel the pull back and forth. That could just be the wind. I don't know.
Yeah, right. And I was going to mention this on camera. I did a video a couple days about this. This film I put on here is from our friends at Screen Pro Tech, and I've noticed today it's a covering. It's like a PPF film on here. Notice today it's very tactile. So before the screen was pretty slippery to the touch, but it's nice as you're driving. I have this. You can kind of see the line here with this film I put on, and it's nice because you don't slip as much with your fingers on the screen, and it's behind the screen dash there as well. And yeah, there's semis are having some heyday with this wind down here. But
yeah,
you pick the screen on screenprotech.com. Pick up 15. You get 15% off your order. I'll put a link down below on that. But been happy with this. Installed a couple days ago. I have a set for you for your Ford Ranger, by the way.
Nice.
Hopefully full set, but I'm really happy with that. As far as, again, nice tactile when you grab it. Doesn't slide so much, and it's nice when you're trying to wind and change the podcast, listen to whatever, and your feet doesn't slip all the way around. I will say one of my disappointments is this screen that comes a level 1 package with the RHO. HDMI, I guess we could run a cable.
It does say it's got Bluetooth and it's got USB.
And wireless headphones and things, but the sun is so bright on the side. I don't know. I'm not sure about that screen. I will say a good part with the level 1 group is this button. We've been using massage a lot.
Yes.
And the Harman Kardon sound system, big win there, but not so sure with that. And it's been really comfortable. These seats comfortable, and it's nice. Even with the 35-inch tires there, it's not so loud in the cabin, and it's been a really nice driving experience. Albeit watching the semis haven't been a payday with this wind. It's been interesting.
I am just kind of.
Yeah, we're eyeballing them now. Like, what are you gonna do, buddy? Okay, we just filled up. We ran it way down. We had 33-gallon tank in this truck. We put in 30.456 gallons, so ran it way down. 15 miles per gallon. We drove 426.9 miles, and I'll figure the math out on that. A few things to keep in mind: 35-inch tires, 342 rear axle ratio. Okay, we're gonna head over to tournament, see what our kid does, and turn it on and drive back. Very complicated today. Okay, so we're back home after the long trip. It's been a week. We actually had Easter break, things going on. The cool news was, from the trip, they won. They were state champions in Rocket League. It was nail biter, overtime, second game. So we're glad we win as parents, but holy cow, that was a long trip and exciting to be there. It's just a lot. I think both of us were out of our seats at different times. If you haven't seen Rocket League yet, you're on YouTube. You might pull it up. It's quite the interesting game. So we did all that. So, but I have the numbers. So we drove 426.9 miles east to the location. What was it? Doane College in Crete?
No, Doane University in Crete, Nebraska.
Okay, so 426.9 miles. The trip odometer said we had 15 miles per gallon. I did some calculations, and trip odometer is spot on, really, from what I filled up, how many gallons I put in the vehicle. So if you did $3.80 per gallon, you're looking at $108.14 to go on premium fuel for that 426.9 mile trip. The trip back, we put in regular fuel, 85. I think it's the lowest octane we have in the area. I put that in, and on the way back, the only thing that I was disappointed a bit to learn on the way back was that Crete is a lot lower in elevation than we are. It was down 2,500 feet, so big elevation change, and the wind came up, so it's hard to get a true accurate. That's my frustration. Put a criticism down below in the comments. I totally get it. But I got 13.5 mile per gallon on the trip odometer for regular fuel. So if regular fuel is $3 per gallon, that's $94.86 to fill up the beast. The difference there is $13.28 for filling up, either way, between premium and regular. And then you do get less fuel economy than you do with premium. But as those prices change per gallon, it's going to throw things in, flux as far as which one to get. I will tell you that my feeling was, even with the elevation change, the wind and stuff going on, I felt the difference behind the wheel.
Yeah, it wasn't as stressful as it would have been in a normal trip. Like, this truck drives really, really well.
I meant the difference between premium and regular fuel.
Oh, well, I was thinking of the hands-free, but we'll get to that part.
we use hands-free quite a bit. It saved our butts. We got home, we weren't nearly as tired. But I don't know. I felt like passing speeds when you left the interstate, got on ramps and off ramps. I just felt like this truck didn't feel the same. Is that worth $13.28? I don't know. I don't know that it is. I think you'd probably get used to the lower octane with this truck. It's got knock sensors built in. The engine can handle it. You might get used to that. But it felt like it was sluggish to me. It felt like I wanted to go a little bit more. And so I was kind of surprised about that. That's kind of my takeaway. It was like, if you want this to be a performance sport truck, or if you have another truck that you own that you want to be more performance out of it, it does feel a butt dyno. You do feel it. Hands-free driving, like we talked about, was pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
It's still not a finish. It was weird. We liked it on the way out.
Yeah.
And on the way back, we had a variety of random, like, on and off situations. Got to keep your stare at the screen. It lose our eyeballs for different times. I still feel like it's an unfinished product. I feel like it's got to keep getting more developed.
So what I noticed is it did really great on highways that have been redone, that had really clear paths, that had really clear line painting. It didn't like semis, it didn't like overpasses, and it didn't like roads that were under construction. So if there was any kind of waviness in the road, if there was any bumpiness, it really was like, okay, take the wheel. And it thought that we got way too relaxed too often, because it kept saying, hey, do you need a break? Or hey, no, it didn't say you need a break, but it said put your hands back on the wheel, or it would flash orange.
Yeah.
Look at this, look ahead of you, you're looking away too much. Even if we were still looking forward, it didn't like my sunglasses, because I think they're too dark.
And it liked mine, but not hers. It was just it's unpolished. I would say, GM Super Cruise #1, Ford Blue Cruise #2, Tesla Autopilot in the mix as well. And then this is probably the bottom of the list, but it works.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, it saved us, because I was still able to get home and stay up an hour later waiting for the boy to get home. And so I know in a regular car, I wouldn't have been able to do that.
I don't know how she did that. I was out. I was out in like 10 minutes.
It's my son. I'm gonna wait for him to get home.
I was gone.
Sorry, I can't help it.
Besides that, I used the hell out of the massage button.
Oh my gosh, that was a lifesaver.
The passenger screen.
Yeah, we got to play with that some
I'm
more.
not really sure about that one, but boy, I tell you what, massage seats are the bomb. So
this is a luxury.
It's a luxury. It was a lot of fun. There you go. There's our thoughts on the long road trip, difference between premium and unleaded, regular. What do you want to say it? I'd like to do that trip again if similar situation where we can get the same elevation, but it's just hard. I mean, we live along the very beginnings of the Rocky Mountains, like the very, very beginning. So it's anywhere we go, we have elevation changes.
Yeah.
Just how it's going to work. And we always have wind. There's windy somewhere.
Like right now.
Right now, we're looking outside.
Dirt devil go down the cornfield.
Hey, for more, check out videos up over here, website down below as well, pickuptrucktalk.com. As always, thanks for watching. We will see you down the road.